of the statement is true according to the passage? A. Suspicion often stimulates inquisitiveness. B. Every human conduct often gives rise to curiosity. C. Our environment always inhabits curiosity. D. Curiosity is effective where there is no room for it. The answer to that question is A, and I'll tell you why. Let's look at the passage again. It says, the inquisitiveness is vastly stimulated by jealousy, suspicion, or any hint that we ourselves are directly or indirectly involved in, which is the suspicion often stimulates the inquisitiveness. That is true, because we're always, according to the passage, man wants to know what's in a telegram or conversations held in a phone booth or what's in a letter. Number 2, according to the passage, people wonder what is sealed in a telegram because dash. A. It has taken long for the telegram to arrive. B. They are naturally curious about things. C. The information is vital to them. D. It's their responsibility to know. So if you look at the elimination part, D, it can't be the answer because it's not their responsibility to know anything. A. It has taken long for the telegram to arrive. That can't as well be the answer because we want to know what we wonder why the telegram is sealed and then want to know why. So the answer is B. They are naturally curious about things. Number 3, the word absorbed in the passage means, let's look at the passage because like I said for synonyms, the context in which the word is used determines the meaning. It says, we wonder what is in a sealed telegram or in a letter which someone else is absorbed, or what is being added what is being said in the telephone booth or in low conversation, in which someone else is absorbed. Okay, let's look at the options provided. A. Disturbed. B. Engrossed. C. Covered. D. Entailed. Disturbed cannot be the answer. Absorbed, covered cannot be the answer because we wonder, okay, why someone is absorbed in something. So the answer is engrossed. Is that clear? Another thing JAMB will test your knowledge of is closed passages. Closed passages are like the usual registers. When you talk about registers, words peculiar to certain fields or certain professions. So you have closed registers. JAMB will test your knowledge of that. And just as your comprehension passage, it's very important to read through so you have a good understanding of what it is about. So let's look at this passage. Boxing is sometimes called the noble art of self-defense. According to some people, boxing appeals to the lowest instincts in the dash. The options are agitators, witnesses, congregants, and spectators who have come to watch blood flow and their fellow humans suffer. Now, if you look at this carefully, always remember that the context in which a word is used determines the meaning of that word. The answer to this question is spectators. They are not agitators because they are not agitating for anything. The people who watch the boxing match. They are not witnesses because a crime has not been committed. They are not congregants because they are not in a church listening to the message. So the answer is spectators. They've come to watch blood flow and their fellow humans suffer. Boxers who are medically fit appear in the A. stage, B. ring, C. track, D. circle. A. stage. When you talk about stage, it means there's a performance going on. Maybe a musical performance or there's a stage play. Track. They are not athletes. Are they running? Boxers are not running on the track. Circle. There's nothing going on, or it's not like the village meeting where they have to stand in the circle to do something. So the answer to that question is ring, because boxers fight in the ring at the arena. The referee sometimes allows the 3A, bout, B, match, C, performance, D, contest to go on for long so that, now let's look at that again. It's not a bout, okay? It's not a performance. Boxing is not a performance. It's not a contest. It's a boxing match. So the answer to that question is match. So for closed passages, always look out for the words that collocate, okay, in terms of that, what the passage is about. To go on for long, so that one of the dash, A, assailants, B, disputants, C, contestants, and D, brawlers. Remember, we're talking about boxing, so the case here is contestants, because they are contesting for who is the winner. One of the contestants is reduced to a human punch bag. It may happen that the boxers are not well dashed. A, leveled, B, groomed, C, staged, D, sparred. One being much stronger than the other. If you've seen a boxing advert before the boxing match starts, they will put the two contestants, and then you will find out that the height, the weight, and probably the body build of the person is stated. So when boxers are going for a match, they make sure they are on the same level. So the answer is leveled. They can't be groomed, okay, or it's not staged, but they must be on the same level. So that's the answer to that question, leveled. So practice more, bring out your past questions and practice more of these close passages. Now we'll move on to Lexis and structure. Lexis and structure involves grammar, your nouns, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, and prepositions. You are tested in that area. And sometimes they put words that could be commonly misspelled in this line as well. Okay? So let's look at Lexis and structure. It says, choose from the list of words the one that is the correct option to the question asked. Question 1. If you travel by air, you will be given an allowance to cover dash. A, luggage. B, luggage. C, luggages. D, a baggage. Let's look at this question carefully. Okay? Now the word luggage is a non-count noun. And as a result, it doesn't have a plural form. Luggage, luggage. So you don't say luggages or baggages. That applies. So the option C is out. And you cannot say a luggage. Okay? It's luggage claim. So the answer to that question is luggage. So you don't have a luggage or a baggage, you have luggage. Number 2, the green snake which lives in the green grass is using a perfect dash. A, ambush. B, undercover. C, camouflage. D, shelter. Ambush. To lay an ambush is to set a trap. Okay, so humans lay ambush. They hide in grasses and all. Undercover, the snake is not a CIA agent or a police or a detective. Okay? Shelter, of course, you can't be laying a shelter. So the answer is what? Camouflage. Number 3, in order to carry out the necessary examination, the dead body was dash. A, extracted. B, extradited. C, exhumed. D, exiled. Extracted. You can't extract a dead body from the ground. Extradited. The dead body is not a criminal, okay? So it's not going to be tried in another country. Exiled. The dead body cannot go on exile. So the answer is exhumed. To exhume means to dig up something from the grave. So the answer is exhumed. Number 4. When his car tire dashed on the way, he did not know what to do. A, has burst. B, had burst. C, busted. D, burst. There's nothing like busted in English language. So burst, burst, burst. Okay? It's only in an informal context where you say, oh, busted. Someone was probably caught for doing something. Okay? So we say the person has been busted. That's an informal context. But in formal English, a car is what? Burst, not busted. A balloon bursts as well. So, has burst, had burst, busted. The answer is burst. Number 5. Adon tried to dash all memory of his father. A, obliterate. B, obstruct. C, eulogize. D, recall. In this case, the answer is obliterate, which means to erase. We are going to move on to the recommended text for JAMB, which is the life changer by Khadija Abubakar Jami. I know that in JAMB would set about 5 to 10 questions on this book. And it's very important to take our time to read this literature text and have an idea of what the story is about, so you score more marks in this text. Let's look at question 1. The name of the only male child in Umi's household is A. Bint, B. Taleh, C. Umar, D. Ibrahim. The woman had about 4 children, Bint, Tima, Jamila, and Umar. And then remember that Bint was a girl, so they had just 1 son. Taleh is the quiet one. Ibrahim is not even one of the children in the book. So the answer is Umar. Number 2. Who amongst Umi's children sold Zobo? A. Bint, B. Tima, C. Jamila, D. Umar. The answer is Tima. Number 3. The quiet one had an accomplice named A. Taleh, B. Hakimi, C. Habib, D. Zaki. The answer is Zaki. Remember, it was Zaki that helped him to kidnap the child in the story. Number 4. Salma had a fiance named Dash. A. Habib, B. Lawal, C. Salim, and D. Kabir. Remember, Habib was the honorable and Lawal was his friend, same as Kabir, who was the one that was assisting in the kidnapping. So the answer is Salim. Number 5. The title of Kenny Rogers' song that was played when Zaki went to the bar was Dash. A. The gambler, B. The singer, C. The officer, D. The game. The answer is the gambler. Number 6. Honorable Habib was not comfortable with Zaki because A. Zaki had stolen from him before, B. Zaki had bungled his kidnapping job, C. Zaki was too harsh on Taleh, D. Zaki had kidnapped his son instead. The answer, Zaki had bungled his kidnapping job. Number 7. Who among Salma's roommates was quiet and reticent? Salma had 3 roommates, Ngozi, Ada, and Tomiwa. So A. Tomiwa, B. Ngozi, C. Ada, D. Tima. The answer is Ngozi. Number 8. Taleh's parents consulted the services of Dash when they couldn't have children. A. Hakimi, B. Formidable Bako, C. Formidable Boka, D. Jasmine. The answer is the Formidable Boka. Number 9. Salma was in Dash home. A. Queen Amina, B. Queen Moremi, C. Queen Oya, D. Queen Aisha. The answer is Queen Amina home. Number 10. Tomiwa was from Dash state. A. Ondo, B. Osun, C. Oyo, D. Ogun state. The answer to that question is Oyo state. So make sure you read the book, which is the recommended text, Life Changer, to read to answer more questions on your own and by yourself. Okay? So as one of the required skills in the exam, you might be tested on commonly misspelled words. That would come under your Lexis and structure as well. Okay? So let's look at this. Choose from the list of words the one that is correctly spelled. The instruction says correctly spelled. Number 1, they dash our donation with thanks. A. Received. B. Received. C. Receipt. D. Received. Now look at the spelling of received. A and B. If you look at it carefully, you'll notice that one is spelled as R-E-C-E-I-V-E-D, while the other is spelled as R-E-C-I-V-E-D. So the answer to that question is A, because received is spelled as R-E-C-E-I-V-E-D, and then not option B. Question 2. Our teacher defined dash in his lessons. A. Onomatopoeia, and the different spellings of onomatopoeia there. So the answer to that question is A. O-N-O-M-A-T-O-P-O-E-I-E. There's always an O after the P. So remember, that's the spelling of onomatopoeia. Number 3, the student had a dash on Independence Day. A. March past. B. March past. C. March past. D. March past. The answer to that question is March past because you're marching past a group of people. Okay, so take note. So the answer is March past, not March past. Number 4. The dash part of a book is often written by a more experienced writer than the author. A. Forward. B. Forward. C. Forward. D. Forward. Look at the different spellings of forward. There's a forward with F-O-R-E-W-A-R-D, and there's a forward with F-O-R-E-W-O-R-D, and then forward, different spellings. But the answer, when you're talking about the forward of the book, is F-O-R-E-W-O-R-D. That's the forward of the book. So, we've come to the end of this session, and these are some of the tips and tricks to passing UTME English language. So far, we've looked at the sounds in English language, we've looked at a comprehension passage, a cloze passage, and then we've looked at the book, The Life Changer. Here is wishing you success in your exam. Take out time to study, and then you'll be fine. Have a good day.